Starting here,
starting a little early.
what kind of a privilege has it been to coach in front of these fans now for 41 home games this year?
Yeah, really from day one, 2 years ago. We've got just tremendous following, great energy in the building. That's grown this year. Obviously, that has really grown. So I think it's a building and a connection that our guys are. They love it. They enjoy it, and they have fun playing in that environment.
Guys said they want us to sharp here for a game maybe too. What are you most looking forward to for a game like tonight?
Just, really just getting back to our game. We're coming off a game in Vegas where not a lot of pace to our game. It was almost predictable coming in. You never know when that's going to hit, but if you're gonna peg one game, there's probably a pretty good likelihood of it on a back-to-back, playing our 7th game in 11 days, and just physically, emotionally a little bit slow, and that's we're not close to being at our best if we don't have pace. We want to get our pace back today. Day off yesterday, just make sure we're back to the level of play that we expect out of ourselves.
Dave, you've been asked about Matty Beniers all season as he's about to finish his first full regular season. What stands out about him to you as a player?
He's always ready for the next challenge, and that's, I mean that as the very, best compliment. He's ready for the next challenge, whatever he's come through the last, the last day, the last game, whatever's behind him. He always puts that into perspective, and he's ready for the next task, the next opportunity, the next challenge at hand, and he always comes with an excitement for that next opportunity.
What would you identify as the hallmarks or the pillars of his game and how he plays?
Well, he's a complete player, so that's where it starts. He takes a lot of pride in all the areas of the game. He continues to work at his game with and without the puck, and that's physically and mentally. He's a guy that can think the game very well. He's extremely competitive, and he shows that day in and day out on the ice.
When you look at Vince Dunn, what's the biggest step you think he's taken this season compared to last? Is it on the offensive side, or is it more as defensive?
It's neither for me. It's in his approach and in his presence. He's continued to grow in that area, and that allows him to under fire to be effective both defensively and offensively. So he's going to continue to grow there, but he's done a real nice job of continuing to mature in that area as he is as he's given more responsibility, and given's the wrong term, as he's earned more responsibility.
Is there any update you can give on either Burakovsky or Jones at this point?
Not right now. On Burakovsky, I'll maybe have something for you in a day or two. Try and update you before the playoffs. With Jones, just out day to day right now.
You probably can't answer this, but I'll ask anyway. Any chance either of them misses the beginning?
You're right. Yeah, I can't answer that. Yeah.
The games that Joey has played for you guys over the last month or so, what has he kind of shown you in the faith that you've kind of been able to see out of him in these performances to know that if you need to go to him coming up down the stretch here, that you can go to him?
With Joey, it's not just his performances that he's had here; it's his body of work. So it's his body of work coming out of last year, through training camp, and the type of year that he has had. In the American Hockey League, he's had a tremendous year there, a consistent year. All the way through, and that's really important. Every time that he's, come here, he's provided, good goaltending for us, and he's done it in situations where he's under a little bit of heat. So that shows that he's able to carry that consistency and confidence to this level here. And each time he's gone back and forth, there hasn't been, there's been no drop off when he's gone back to Coachella. He's picked up where he's left off, and vice versa coming up here. He's continued to carry that confidence. So, I believe that shows you where he's at. He's feeling good about his game. He's confident, and I said the other day, he's shown that he's a guy that believes he can play here, and I know our group of guys in the dressing room have confidence in him when he is here.
Is consistent a word you would also use to describe the season of Alex Wendland?
Yeah, I think that's a fair term. When he's game, you know, so many of the important pieces don't show in statistics. He's a guy he's drawn a lot of the, continually, especially at home, he draws a lot of the heavier matchups. Not necessarily every night, but, a lot of nights he's drawn, more defensive zone face-offs against tougher competition. So, the area that as we get into playoffs here, that, we want to, really continue to be able to rely on Wenny is that area, but also, he's got the ability to drive some offense as well. And that's an area that, he can continue to grow on in terms of his consistency.
I asked you about it a while back when you first put him there and experimented with it, but Ryan Donato at center, since he's kind of jumped into that role, what have you kind of seen out of him in that spot that you like, and how he's adjusted to playing in the middle and everything on that line?
Well, it's that's a continued process. We haven't been settled on on that spot throughout the year. That's a role that for us is it's a very important position. And we're going to ask a lot out of that position. Number one, we're looking for consistent, reliable two-way play, and that as you get into the playoffs, that word becomes more and more critical. Reliable, going to do all the right things every single time. There's no freebies, and with us, all the way through the year, that line has been able, whoever it's been on that fourth line has been able to effectively provide a little bit of offense for us as well. The margins get tighter as you continue to go forward. They get tighter in the second half of the season. They get much tighter as you get into game one of the playoffs. So, we need to see that, role continue to be a strength for us, and that's the challenge in front of Ryan.
The one Ruby in that tonight?
Ruby and that.
All set? Great.
Good. Thanks.
Thanks, Dick.